Genshin is under fire. Again. And guess why they're under fire? Because they threw their players into said fire and sent us a fraction of the rewards that we deserve. So currently, all of Hoyoverse's social media are losing millions of followers, and this is mainly because of the 3 intertwined fates that we get via mail during the Lantern Rite. Bilibili, Twitter, everywhere, they're just losing followers. In addition to that, we get a free skin with the purchase of a $500 PS5. The most interesting part about this is that this is stemming from the Chinese community, right in Hoyoverse's face. This uproar is spreading worldwide, as now players from each area are review bombing both Genshin and Star Rail on social media. I meant to cover this a few days ago, but I was occupied with my birthday, and I noticed that for Genshin, we get a fragile resin and a cake, but in Star Rail, we get 100 jade crystals. Wow, it's almost as if one of these games know that they don't have to try, huh? So, for those of you who may not know, this is the first anniversary all over again. During the first anniversary, the rewards were so bad that the Genshin community went over to every app that they could find, especially Google Classroom, and review bombed it. Now, the reason they went to every other app besides Genshin is because Hoyo censored the feedback that they were receiving. They were deleting reviews on the Google Play Store. The Genshin Discord, Reddit, everywhere where people would voice their opinions would be censored due to speaking their mind about the matter. Albeit, it was becoming a little overflooded with negative comments and people having gotten out of hand. But that also meant that people with actually good feedback were also silenced. So, what did the Genshin community do? They launched war on every app on the App Store. This was honestly kind of hilarious and also one of the reasons that a lot of other communities don't like Genshin Impact as a whole, but let's speak on the ones who caused this in the first place. Hoyoverse. It is very common in human history that if you silence the voices of those who are protesting, that resentment will build up. The anniversary, the Zhongli incident, Dia, who never got the recognition she deserved, and now this. At each point where we tried to tell Hoyoverse, hey, I think you guys are making a mistake. Shut up, peasant player! You will play my game regardless of what I do. As it stands, Genshin Impact has no competition in the open world gacha space. There are many games on the horizon, but no direct competition as of now. That has fueled the monopoly that we know as Genshin Impact. They can set the rules as they are the ones who made the rules. Players will always play Genshin Impact and won't branch off to similar games because the similar gacha games out there that are open world suck. This will change within a few years as many gacha games are in development and will be released in 2025 by some big companies, such as Wuthering Waves, which I am extremely excited for, as well as other titles like Arknight's Enfield. Hoyo doesn't need to give Genshin players rewards. Unfortunately, that's the truth. But that also disregards all of the continued years of support that we have given Genshin Impact. Now, before we can even continue, we have to address the elephant in the room. And that elephant is shooting out 5-star characters in the midst of this chaos. And to be honest, this was Hoyoverse's biggest mistake. The free 5-star character, Dr. Ratio. Not only is Dr. Ratio the equivalent of a Hu Tao in Genshin Impact as far as power, he's free. This free character was earned in Honkai Star Rail because we won some awards, but keep in mind, Genshin has won some of the same awards for multiple years. It has not received a sliver of the same appreciation. Why is that? Well, we can make some educated guesses, but the main reason that I suspect is because Honkai Star Rail is competing with many other gacha games, and Genshin is just such a bigger game as far as the player base. Reverse 1999, Arknights, etc. There are so many turn-based games out there, or strategy gacha games. Now, imagine you're in a rich family, and I mean filthy rich, and you're the oldest child. You've been doing pretty good for yourself, but so have your brothers and sisters. But your parents want you to learn the ways of the world. Despite them having money, and tons of it mind you, They gave you a 2010 Honda Civic on your 18th birthday after you begged and pleaded for months that you needed a car to go to and from college and to just handle your daily business. Yay, a free car, right? It cost a lot of time and begging to get though, but your parents thought, okay, maybe if I just give him this little throwaway that I found on the street, maybe he'll just stop leaving me alone. I have billions of dollars anyway, so it's not gonna break the bank if I just get him this cheap car, right? Well, your brother or sister is 3 years younger than you, and on their 18th birthday, without a question, they get a 2024 Audi A8. Wow! Your brother's car is now worth at least 5 to 10 times as much as your car, and he is happy over the moon saying, "My parents are the best!" You also thought this, but now you're beginning to question, why do your parents appreciate your sibling more than you? I mean, you've both put in equal effort, and they get this expensive, absolutely new car, and you just get a throwaway? That's how Genshin players are feeling, and it's well deserved. Star Rail gets endgame content every month or two, and we get the TCG. No hate to the TCG, but it's fine as a game mode by itself, it's just not what we've been asking for. And did you also know that every update, Star Rail has gotten 10 free pulls? Every update. This is something Genshin players get twice a year. Now, a lot of players have been defending Genshin because it's an open world game, but that makes no sense. Yes, there is quote-unquote more to do in Genshin, but for those who play the game on a regular basis, that really doesn't make a difference. When content is dry, content is dry, and the amount of rewards for the map is actually very similar if you take a look at it. I took a long break from Star Rail, and when I came back, there was so much to do. In December, I played Star Rail religiously, and the rewards that I received during that time are here. Holy crap. This is between halfway through 1.1 and 1.5. And wow, that's a lot of jade that I gathered in December. Let me just show you how much I made in December for Genshin, although it's not really a good comparison. And of course, this is a major exaggeration because I did a lot in Star Rail over that time. But I got this much after coming back to the game. Now, let's examine January, where I've been basically just doing dailies on both the games and compare the difference. Keep in mind, I have played Star Rail a bit more, but you'll see that I've already made more Primo Gems in Star Rail than I have for the entire month of December and January. And also, as much as I've made in November. So, the rewards are either the same or Star Rail gives more. So, the fact that Honkai is not open world makes no difference because the rewards are basically the same. Except Star Rail gives you a guaranteed 10 pulls every patch in addition to what you're earning here. The disparity between these two games' generosity is resounding, and the fact that every quality of life update we've been asking for has been put into Star Rail from day one is kind of a slap in the face. Now, let's take a step back and take a look at it from a developer side of things. I understand the lack of quality of life in Genshin, as the game is already up and running. It's much easier to code a game and have all of the quality of life features added in the beginning, rather than add them later and worry about bugs and glitches and other stuff like that. But this is no excuse. We have been having a steady stream of quality of life updates in Genshin. Every update we get something new, but I feel that all got thrown out the window when they released this abysmal artifact quick loadout, an inferior version of what we've been asking for a long time. All we want is some love for our favorite game. It's just a horrible feeling when all of our feedback is taken and put into another game that the same company developed. And the same game gets so many more rewards, endgame content, free 5 stars, and basically everything we've ever asked for. I could go on for days and talk about how much of a better gacha game Star Rail is structured as, but that's a whole video on its own. I don't know what the results of this will be because this was unforeseen by Hoyoverse. With Dia, they knew exactly what they were doing. So they did a little drip marketing to silence a lot of people who were talking about Dia. Keep in mind, they released this drip marketing extremely early. The thing is though, and I'm gonna have to be honest unfortunately, Dia is not that well loved by the community in comparison to other characters. They all respect her and wish she was better, but a lot of players literally don't care about Dia. So when people were voicing their opinion on Dia, maybe a third of the community were advocating for these changes, and that's being generous. And of them, only players interested in the meta of Genshin were even interested, which is far less. The reach for Dia was not high enough to make Hoyo change anything about her. Plus, they straight up did not want to change her. Especially with the way Dia is designed and this game being centered around China, there was no shot for that change. She was designed to be a throwaway for some mysterious reason. They would have made so much money if they just released a competent unit at C0, but we've passed that point. The difference here is, this is Genshin's Lantern Rite. Everyone is aware of this and has a voice in the matter. I don't know what the results of this will be, but this will continue until Hoyo responds in some way or another. They can choose to ignore us and take the loss of millions of followers, or they can, I don't know, do the right thing. I'm staying tuned for what will come from this, but it's high time Genshin players get some rewards for the years of dedications they've given to this great and wonderful game. That's the only reason we care about this concept to begin with. We've just kind of accepted the fact that Genshin Impact is not generous and Hoyo really doesn't care about us, but maybe this will change some minds in the higher ups of the company. Only time will tell, and I'm sure something will happen soon if this pressure keeps up. Let me know what you think about this whole situation in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, Enigma out.